Okay, YouTube, in this video I'm going to briefly define the vertical line test and how we use it to test for functions. So in our first video we explored what a function is. We said it's a special relation in which every x value or every element of the domain only goes to one and exactly one element in the range. So that being said, when we talk about the vertical line test for functions, we say if any vertical line intersects a graph in more than one point, then the graph does not define y as a function of an x. In other words, if I were to have a vertical line, say this vertical line right here, going through x equals 0, notice that of course a vertical line goes through one and only one x value. But if this were to hit our relation in more than one point, what this means basically is that we had more than one output for that given endpoint. So when we talk about how to use the vertical line test, we're really just saying, can you find any x values on the graph through which a vertical line passes and it hits our graph more than one time? Because if so, it's only a relation and it is not a function. So this is an example of something that is not a function. We could say there are three reasons why. One, the x value 0 goes to three different outputs. Two, we could say that more simply, it's not one-to-one. And three, it fails the vertical line test. So what I want to do is use the vertical line test to identify the graphs over here in which y is a function of x. And so I think that instead of drawing infinitely many vertical lines through this first graph on A, I'm actually very inclined to say that it's a function already. I'm only going to look for the graphs that would not define y as a function of x. So letter B here, I could say this is not a function. So we say not a function. And again, because it's not one-to-one, we have x values going to more than one output, which would be along this vertical line right here. And also it fails the vertical line test. And of course, the last graph that's going to fail the vertical line test is going to be this one over here. So this is not a function. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to go ahead and say that A and C are functions without drawing the vertical lines. It's not necessary to draw all the vertical lines. If you can just tell me, hey, it's one-to-one, every x value into one output, and then also it passes the vertical line test. Cheers.